We're back, baby.
Let's fucking go!
Oh no!
I had to. I
Oh,
had to. I had to after Film
I know
Junkee
you
Live
did.
last night. I love it when you get so annoyed by that.
Yeah. You know what? You know how many times I saw that today? Which I was okay with because obviously with everything that's that happened, and of course, well, welcome to DC Fan-imated, guys. Of course, we haven't done one of these in a couple of weeks, and
Yeah,
not,
this been like 3 weeks now.
yeah, it's been a little bit. It's been a little bit. The last one being what? The Mr. Freeze episode.
It was the Mr. Freeze episode from Batman season 3. Yeah.
That's right. What was it called? I'm trying to remember.
Cold Comfort.
Cold Comfort. I knew it was cold something. Anyways, but obviously, you know, with the channel being taken off YouTube,
You know, the next time your channel decides to go on a bender and have a lost weekend, could you
5-day
tell it
weekend.
to could you tell it to come back a little bit sooner?
I know, right?
I mean, did it lose its keys? I don't know, but
Who knows what happened? I don't know. It was funny because I sent. I'm wondering too because I sent another message or email just to be like, all right, I was hoping to hear back yesterday, didn't. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna send an email this morning, and that's one of the first things I did is just sent like another one. So I'm wondering. I don't know. Who knows? But it's all
hey,
back. It's all
squeaky
good.
wheel gets the grease, man. Squeaky wheel
Yeah.
gets the grease.
That's what you got to do. But yeah, cheers, everybody. We are back. We are back, and now we're all, you know, we're still on Twitch. We're still on Twitter. Cheers from wherever you're. But I see everybody's, you know, hearing from YouTube. So
I mean, but honestly, like I felt bad for Julian because the one thing that happened when the channel went down is like the backlog goes away, like
oh yeah,
the playlist. So Julian was like, I don't know where I was.
yeah. I mean, luckily we still
up.
have it on audio for sure. But yeah, that's what sucked about the whole thing was like, oh yeah. I mean, yeah, sure. When it comes to the new stuff, that could, but then it came to this playlist. It's like, oh, that's all gone. We only have it on audio now. So I don't know. It was a weird thing, and we, you know, we knew.
I'm glad we're past it, and
Yes.
I am so pleased to be part of the welcome back party with DC Fan-imated. So woohoo!
There you go. Yeah, it was a funny story because I didn't see it. I've been so I have two screens, and this screen right here, I had just had my email up. Like I would just have it on just to see if that
Refresh.
email. Yes, pretty much. And so on here I was DMing with somebody, and when I went to my threads, to the messaging threads, I just see Mr. Chris Balga, which I know he's in the chat right now. He messaged me and he says, "You're back." You know, he said, "Your channel's back." I was like, huh. And then I'm looking at the email page, I don't see anything, so I'm like, refresh, and then I refresh the tab for the channel, and sure enough, oh, there it all is. There's all the video, everything. I was like, ah. And then the email pops in and all the stuff, and I was just like, ah.
It just blows my mind that like literally within a second it all goes away, and just as quickly like everything's back. Like they just literally just put it in a closet and they decided to let it out. I mean, it's so weird, man. I'm just glad
So
you're
cool.
back.
Yeah, so I'm glad.
And we're back. So
and we're back. And guess what you're doing right now?
Of course, I'm pixelating.
Yes, you are. So
how can we not?
of course,
it's tradition.
Of course, it's a whole thing. But what's going on, Ryan? Good to see you. Hey, Mama Film Junkie. Hey, welcome back. Thank you, Man Ray. Thank you. Thank you, Lane. The show goes on. Stupid call. Yeah, no, it was all dumb. Just saying hi to people.
Hey,
Everybody's excited.
I'm the smart one. Remember that.
The what?
You're talking about the channel going away and being dumb. It's like, I'm not dumb. I'm the smart one.
You're the smart one. Best email received. Oh yeah, shit. You're telling me. I received a good email. Good to see you, Chris. And we got Ben right here. We got Jason. Good to be back. Got Jose. Guess who's back? Back again. We got Jacob as well.
Thank you. Yeah. That's where my mind went.
Yeah, back again. And of course we got Cortez. Yeah,
my wife found a shirt today that I have to share though, because the shirt says, "I don't always whoop, but when I do, there it is."
That's a good one. That's a good one. And if you're not a you know, if you didn't grow up in the 90s, you might not know that one. If
You
you're a
might
little
not get
too
that
young,
reference at all, but it's such a
yes,
90s reference.
that's a big time. I like that a lot. But yes, guys, welcome back to DC Fan-imated. We're still trying to figure out exactly when we're going to be, what night we're going to put it on, because you know schedules have changed.
Schedules. We do know that it's going to be this Tuesday and next Tuesday.
There we go.
Yeah, we know tonight and we know next week.
There we go. So, but after that, we'll try to figure it out right there. But yeah, welcome everybody, and we're going to be talking about Protype, which good episode.
Really? Okay, I'm gonna. This is gonna be another one of those. You like it? I'm kind of lukewarm on it. Let's see if you win me over by the end of the stream.
Okay, interesting. Because I would have figured that you wouldn't have thought that. To be honest.
Okay. Let's start off right there. So let's start off with some high level thoughts here. Why did you think that this would be an episode that would kind of be in my wheelhouse? I am curious about that.
I think I don't know. Maybe just because I was thinking it was you know, RoboCop-esque. There's some RoboCop in here. There's some, you know, that traditional like sci-fi. Okay, this guy gets his suit and he's becoming the suit. So there's like this element of that. I don't know. Maybe that's just I was projecting.
I could see that. That. I think one thing, of course, it's the B team on animation.
Okay. Yeah, you could tell.
Those episodes always like just they grind my gears.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. It is cool though. I will give credit because 3 weeks ago when I hinted at this episode, I said there was a major super character who was going to show up in this episode. And did you pick up on who it was?
Somebody named Mr. Irons.
I know, right? Did you know who was voicing Mr. Irons?
I did not, and I was like, I'm sure I'm going to find out tonight.
It's actually a voice actor who's played another significant character already in this series, even this season.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm surprised that you picked it up with that character and not with this one.
Yeah.
That's the funny part to me.
Ah. Who is it?
Michael Dorn.
It's Michael. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, I think because who did he do before?
He did Calabac on Father's Day.
Maybe because that sounded more, I don't know.
Wharfy.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe that's why. And this one just sounded a little bit more, and you don't see him all that much. And
no, you don't. That's a thing about this episode. I remember prepping for this episode because I watched it 3 weeks ago, back when I thought we were doing a stream and you didn't think we were doing a stream, and
had that little mix up. Yeah,
we had that little mix up, and I remember watching it going, "Oh, he's not in this episode a whole lot. No wonder I don't remember him. Like, I remember the next episode he shows up in, but I didn't remember him being in this episode."
Okay, interesting.
So, but that was fun to, you know, it's another one of those little Easter eggs because the 90s Superman era is like my like gold mine. So you put John Henry Irons in there and you're like, the whole Death and Return of Superman saga is like my it's my anchor when it comes to Superman comics.
For sure. Yeah. And I mean, obviously with him, like, I mean, this being called Protype and, you know, obviously that where he shows up in here, I mean, it drives the story. And I do like about this episode. And then of course, you know, the way that it ends, of course, we'll go through the episode right here, but it's just like, you know, they do that thing where like, you know, he rubs the chin, you know, maybe there could be so they do a
suit.
It's one of those. But yeah, we start off with obviously the introduction from Lex doing his thing for the press and being, you know, Lex Luthor.
There's a lot of press conferences.
He does. He really loves himself. I mean, that's one thing about Lex is like he really wants to impress the media, and obviously he wants to have an alternative to Superman because he hates Superman so much. And he even says it in this demonstration when it comes to, and of course we got Corey Mills right here, who is do you know, is there anybody that I should know who's voicing him?
Yes, it is.
Who is it?
Xander Berkeley.
Xander, who is that?
God, he is one of those character actors that once you see his face, you go, "Oh, that guy."
I'll have to look it up
Oh,
then.
you have to look at, because once you see his face, you're gonna like slap yourself.
Yes. Go ahead and exit out again. You're pixelating again. Yep. 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 Seen that guy many times. Yep. Yep. Oh, Xander Berkeley. Yes. Yep. He's been in many things. Never. He's always just like, yeah, that character actor. Okay. The thing, it's kind of funny with this episode. And I remember Ryan said something. It's like, oh, it's like RoboCop and Terminator. He gets fucking killed in Terminator 2.
Yes, he does. Yes,
He's
he
John
does.
Connor's foster dad, and he gets. I told you. I thought I told the kid to get rid of that fucking mutt, and then he just gets stabbed right in the face while he's drinking out of the carton. Anyways, yeah. So him. I was like, I knew it. I knew there was going to be somebody. I knew Mr. Mills was going to be somebody. So that's cool. Love that. And during the press conference, I like how Lois is like, what are you trying to do, Lex? Put the Man of Steel out of business? And the way that Lex responds, it's great.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
But I also like how Clark, like he the idea that he's actually kind of okay with it.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I could use some help. It's like
Yeah.
he has that attitude.
He also, the fact that he also was laughing at the joke, because everybody, because Lex basically says like, well, you think like somebody who gets in a lot of trouble, you'd want some extra help rescuing you, and everybody's like, ha, 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 ha. And even Clark's like, touche. Like, hey, you do get rescued by that guy a lot, so it was a good comeback from Lex. But yeah, I mean, throughout this episode, I mean, that's what I kind of dug about it. Maybe that's why I thought, the way this episode starts with, there's this fire that's happening, of course, because why not? There's just going to be this crazy fire.
There's convenient disaster. It's Metropolis. It's like Gotham. Someone's always going to get robbed.
Yeah.
Someone's always going to be committing a crime in Gotham. Metropolis, there's always going to be some kind of disaster. It's just
high-rise fire, 4-alarm fire, whatever the hell they call it. And
I think it's a 5-alarm. 5-alarm fire.
Yes. But it's just, there's always, but it almost seems like, did Lex like plan this? Did he like get somebody to start this fire?
No, see, that's the thing, because the episode never hints that. I think this is just a genuine like coinky dink that disaster. Let's go save people.
And I love how like she's like, perfect demonstration for this, and Maggie's like, cops don't do that. He's like, what? So what? This guy can do that, because obviously he was showing off all the different things, and essentially he's like he's like Iron Man-esque, I guess you could say, because he could obviously fly, lift up. He's got rockets on his boots. He's got little lasers, blacklight lasers, which come in handy when it comes to Superman. That's for damn sure.
And I'm sorry, every time I see the lasers, all I can think about is Neil Patrick Harris's delivery in Under the Red Hood when they're fighting in Mazo, and it's like, lasers, he's got lasers.
I forgot that he voiced. Yeah, totally forgot.
He was Nightwing. He was Nightwing in Under the Red Hood.
Forgot about that. Yeah. Holy shit, that's crazy. But yeah, so after the demonstration, obviously super strength, everything, pretty much, not everything Superman can do, but pretty close.
But what I think is also kind of cool, though, is that he likes to jump into the situation and he wants to try to save the people. He genuinely does. But he doesn't quite think about, like, he can't strategically think about the situation, because he wants to start trying to like help the people one by one when they all get to the top of that high rise. Superman's the one who goes, no, we don't have time. Group them all together, because like Superman's got the plan. Now Mills, gets with the program really quick. But I still see, I feel like it's a nice little character beat of, he's very impulsive about wanting to save the people, and Superman goes, no, we can't do it that way. We got to do this now.
Yeah.
And I like that moment, because they are working together.
Yeah.
But you do see the impetuousness of Mills.
Yeah, you definitely do. And basically what they do is like put them all on like basically cut out like a circle of platform for everybody. And then Superman's going to carry that. And then Mills is going to be like, well, I'm going to, go through and make sure, check everything and try to do what I can to help the situation. And of course they do that whole dramatic thing because, everybody gets rescued, even Superman's on the ground and everybody's looking up, where's Mills? As if like something bad's going to happen. But no, he flies out. And what does he have? A kitty cat.
He saves a cat. I mean,
it's kind of like, hey, is that like a little thing with, hey, Superman, you do this all the time. My turn.
I did appreciate, like, I actually literally wrote that in my notes. He saves a cat.
Yes.
It wasn't out of a tree. It wasn't out of a tree.
Rescues a cat. I put rescues a cat in my notes.
Like, I know. But the point is like that, like when we talk about the whole saving cats out of trees trope when it comes to particularly Superman, I do think that the way it was done this episode, because he's like, it's so dramatic. He's crossing his arms.
Yes.
And then it's just like
pretty much. I know it is that. So I give him props for that. And also, you're gonna have to get out again, man. Is somebody watching Netflix right now?
I don't no, actually not. We're watching Shogun, but that's turned off now.
It's interesting. I wonder if I don't think it has anything to do with me streaming at 3 different places. Hopefully not. But good to see you, Neil. I see you out there. Haven't seen you in a bit. Saw you in the chat right there. Okay, you're back.
It's just a way of StreamYard welcoming us back. It's just
pretty much right. It's like, now we're gonna mess up Scott's connection right here. But anyways, so so then everything's great. Everything's good. They work together. You think everything's good, but then you get that freaking handshake. And that's where Mills just kind of goes like, "That's right. I lived up."
The dick measuring contest begins.
Pretty much. I always love it too when you always have that sound effect of like anytime there's like somebody like squeezes, you get that little crack a little bit that they put in there.
They're popping their knuckles and yeah.
You always get that, and then he's just like, that's one. He basically was like a impressive handshake there, bud. And so obviously it's like, okay, here we go. We're already showing. Well, obviously you got to get to it because 22 minutes.
But you know what? This is actually an episode that I feel like the 22 minutes wasn't an issue for me. I feel like the story was thin enough that 22 minutes served the episode very well, because Mills is already warped a little bit by the beginning of this episode, and Irons is already warning about the feedback when it comes to the suit. So it's the fact that Mills, for one reason or another, is already, what's the word I'm looking for, enamored of what the suit gives him from the get-go. It's not like we need to watch him slowly turn as the episode goes on. He kind of already starts at a level 7. So it allows the episode to move at a brisker 22-minute pace, I think.
Yeah, and then of course we got Irons that is basically going like, hey, you realize this guy's nervous system is just like totally integrated right here. We don't know how this is going to affect him, but of course Lex doesn't give a shit, right? Lex is always about, hey, I got to show the shiny new toy, and then we'll worry about all the bugs.
Right. I'm kind of curious with that explanation that it's in his nervous system. Do you think clearly it's like a junkie? Like it's very much like a junkie. So I'm wondering, do you think the suit is stimulating him like an upper, and the body just can't like let that go? Like, because I think, isn't it like the next scene where like his fiance shows up, or I can't remember, was it a girlfriend, a fiance, or a wife?
I can't remember who it was. Her name was Trish. That's all I remember.
It was Trish. But by that point,
she's watching the news, and he stops like a bank robbery by like, bursting through the wall like Kool-Aid Man, and then throwing some people, and then and I think it's just the fact that it's integrated with. I think he just gets like a complete body high, and I think just even like in this scene right here where she's just like, holy shit, look at you go, like, what the hell? This is not the Corey I know. And then he's shaving his head because he goes, oh, this helps the suit get more connected to me. So he's already to the point where he needs to do a little bit more just to get more of a fix, where it's like, I gotta
Right.
shave my head now,
It's like we need it's like I need it to be pure. You
Yes.
know, it's the blue
Yeah.
meth from Breaking Bad. It's like it's got to be 99% pure. The
Exactly.
hair's going to get in the way, and it's just like,
Yeah. And then then he talks like a junkie right here too, where like she even points it out too, because he's referring to the suit as we do this and we get together and we just,
that's
and
some
then she's
Venom
like,
vibes there. Not gonna lie.
that's a good point. Yeah, yeah. So kind of maybe like a version of that. I mean, it's something it's something we've seen numerous times when it comes to
Oh, it's a great
sci-fi.
sci-fi trope. It's an
Yeah,
excellent sci-fi trope,
and I think that's
and
why I dug it so much.
well, that and I get that.
Yeah,
I think the production quality of this
yeah.
episode left me lacking a little
Okay,
bit. It's kind of one of those episodes where it just by more than halfway through, it just becomes a slugfest for the rest of the episode.
okay,
And I've noticed that when I tend to not be as keen on an episode, I think you can go back and look at the other 30 some episodes that we've reviewed so far. uh, When the episode has the B team animation and then they try to make the episode very action heavy, and the B
okay.
team animation is not conducive to cool looking action,
Yeah,
I, it for some reason it just doesn't it doesn't snap for me.
I get that.
And but once again, the idea, I think that's what it is. The idea is cool.
Yeah, the idea is there, but it's just the fact that it's the B team. It's like,
Ah.
yeah, we felt like coming to a strip club, but it's Thursday. Damn it! No, I'm just kidding.
Oh God.
Something
Oh,
like that.
oh, oh yeah, okay.
There you go. I just made Scott. And of course, you're pixelating again while it's happening.
Oh, that was so
Because I kept thinking B team. For some reason, I was thinking strippers. I don't know why. It's where my brain goes. Strippers when I'm talking about Superman the animated series and comparing the animation, the good animation, to the other animation. It's what I do. Compare it to strippers.
you know, I'm gonna remember that. That is
It's like, damn it, we came on the
right.
wrong day. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, I get it though. I get it because I was like noticing it too. I was like, yeah, this is not the top notch stuff. I do get that. I do get that. It kind of can, especially like you said, if there's a lot of action, which there's a lot of action in
There's a
this.
lot of action in
Yeah,
this episode.
yeah,
Especially like when Mills finally kind of goes off. I mean, really like he's tiptoed up to the line, and then that when he chases those crooks into like that junkyard, he
yeah.
just full on crosses that line,
Oh
or
yeah,
would cross the line if Superman didn't like put him in his place. Because he's right. Because after kicking a ton of ass, and remember, these are just crooks, and he's in that super suit, and he's about ready to totally like kill that guy.
he's gonna throw a refrigerator on him. I mean, that's the thing. He's lifting
He's
up a
gonna
fridge.
fridge him. What can we
Yeah,
say?
pretty much. He's gonna fridge the shit out of him. I mean, yeah, and then if it wasn't for Superman to intervene, as that him and Batman like to do, and I always write in the notes, Superman or Batman intervenes when it comes to when he shows
You
up.
do write that, don't you?
Yeah, I
You
do
know
write
that.
a lot. I always put intervenes because that's what they do.
They
That's
do
what they do.
intervene. Yeah, good
Yes,
word. It's a good word.
it's a good word. And yeah, so I mean, but obviously, when all this is happening and he's about to do this is where it gets intense, and this is where they start fighting with each other. But then of course the police show up, Maggie shows up, and of course he does that thing where he's like, hey, he's intervening or he's interrupting, whatever the hell. Like, forget what he says, but he says like, yeah, I'm trying to do my job, and he's like screwing this up. And Maggie's like, she's looking around at all the destructions, like, you might want to explaining this police business you're doing here. It's like, I love her and
Maggie is so
her
great.
trench coat skirt. You gotta love it.
Hey! It's coming up. We finally see what's under the trench coat. Did you notice that?
No. Oh, do we?
Yes. Okay. I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but
Okay.
go with me here. So when Maggie and Turpin are
Yes.
playing cards,
Yes.
doing such a great job of guarding the suit once they make Mills like turn it over.
Yeah.
She's not wearing her trench coat, so we get to see the black dress that she's wearing
I didn't even
underneath the trench
freaking
coat.
think about it. I didn't even think about that. I think I was too busy making notes and stuff because yeah, I mean, what happens after this is just like she basically tells the press that hey, nobody's going to be using this suit. Mills has been suspended and blah blah blah. And of course, you just basically just took a drug addict and threw him into like a cell and like good luck with the withdrawals, because that's
Oh,
what's
oh,
happening.
right. You made him go cold turkey.
Yes.
Yeah, that.
Not
No.
going to be good. And of course, he loses his mind. Now, I will say, how does he exactly get the suit?
22 minutes.
Yeah, there's like, I'm like, okay, so was he okay? This is right here is my complaint
Okay.
because, and yes, you could just chalk it up to 22 minutes, but at the same time, I'm just in my brain, I'm going, all right, so is the suit and him just so linked together that he is able to have somewhat super strength and he was able to bust in and bust yeah, they
The
no
episode doesn't
explanation.
give you any indication of that.
Nothing.
There's some suggestion of that later after he
Yeah,
gets, the shit shocked out of him.
yeah,
But, but at this point in the episode, there's not he I mean, clearly the hole in the wall suggests that he got the suit on, and then
yeah,
that was his,
yeah, I
you know,
get that, but how did he
life
get
shuts the
in?
door, you open a hole in the wall. But yeah, there's no that's my complaint of, Turpin and Maggie playing cards, doing a shit job, guarding the suit if you're not actually in the room, with the suit.
Yeah,
It's like the police, it's always like the police officer who's standing outside the room in the hospital who, starts flirting with the nurse and completely distracted. It's like, yeah, you're doing a
either
terrible job.
flirting with the nurse, reading a Tiny Toons comic book,
Drinking your
or
coffee,
drinking the coffee, there's a half-eaten donut, and they're kicking back, and it's just always, I think at one point we even saw like dudes like in train that were just like sipping coffee, and they weren't up for the job. Yeah, it's always something like that. But this time you have Turpin and Sawyer. Come on.
we expect more from you. We expect more.
Yes, but they were in the episode, so they had to be like, all right, let's keep using them, and yeah, they do, and there we go. He gets the suit. I mean, I'm just gonna assume that he just had, I don't know, he somehow got a key card or keys or has
So
keys.
once again, it's like we're just gonna wave our hand. Dave, I'm gonna do what you do to me. 22 minutes.
22
22
minutes. That's
minutes.
pretty much that's all you can really chalk it up to be. Really, you just do that. So then of course we have a cool little scene right here. Let's see. Mills, they got the junkyard, and then yeah, because you blah 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 blah, and then of course, yeah, this is where. Sorry, I was trying to find where I
Oh
left
no, I
off.
understand because we kind of jumped around at this point. Yeah.
We did a little bit, and you're already pixel. Man, welcome back. You're pixelating yet again. Jeez, why is it acting so? It's acting up a lot today. Had a little wine. I was like, you know what? Made dinner, poured myself a glass of wine, and poured another. Oh man, I know it's like welcome back, DC Fan-imated. But anyway, huh? It's weird. But so then we got Superman talking to Irons right here, and he's just basically explaining, like, yeah, he knew that this suit wasn't ready for something like this, and then he like let Superman's going, is there some kind of kill switch? He goes, well, you could do something, you could jam it, jam the suit. I immediately went like Spaceballs. Anyways, satellite about to be jammed.
Jammed.
Yeah, and it's just hilarious. And then
Strawberry.
yes, it's so stupid, but oh my god, I'm gonna watch that movie. I haven't watched it in a while. I want to watch it again just because of this scene right here. Jam, you can jam it. Okay. Anyways, so then of course we have Mills showing up to Luthor, and Luthor is now realizing that having a Shark Tank in his office probably not the best thing. I'm like, hey, here's a Shark Tank in this. Okay, that's cool, but Yeah, and then you fight somebody who's got a super, like, kind of a super suit on, and things start to crack and break, and you know it's not good because then you got a big huge shark that's like flopping around on your office floor and is coming after it could chop you up. It's a big shark too.
A
That's a really
huge
big.
shark.
Yeah,
There was also kind of like he has that jamming device,
yeah.
and it's like he sticks it in his back, but it's so sharp and soft that like the suit falls on it and it smashes it. It's like, how did you think this was going to go? Or
Yeah,
like
he's gonna fall forward. Yeah.
I know, right? Boom.
Yeah, so you made okay, so the super suit's made is like bulletproof and everything proof, but the jamming thing, you could break it pretty easily. It's plastic. It's true. We spared no expense. Yeah, you did. Apparently, you spared some expense when it came to, the thing that will stop
Stop
the
him
person
if he goes crazy.
if he goes crazy. You might want to actually reinforce that even more than the actual suit. But hey, it's Lex. He's all about, like I said, he's all about shoot now, ask questions later. He's that mindset of like, hey, let's put it out there now, and then we'll figure it out later. That's Lex Luthor for you. So, he almost gets eaten by a shark. But of course, Superman comes in and intervenes, and then of course, this is where we get. I mean, obviously, there's a little fight thing happening right here. He puts the shark back, which I love. That I love how he
Yes,
like
yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yeah.
he goes, listen, and puts the shark back because there's still water in the
You
tank.
know what? It reminded me a little bit of the scene at the end of The Laughing Fish
Okay, yeah,
because, there's that whole thing where, there's a giant tank with the shark. Batman has to smash it open. The shark, kind of goes through the aquarium into the Gotham Bay. Like there was a little bit that gave me Laughing Fish vibes. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. No, I could see that. I could totally see that. Yeah, I could see that right now. Didn't see it at the time, but yeah, I could see that right now. And then of course, he's shooting the those lasers, and we get Superman shot in the eyes, and
Yes, I
then
thought that was interesting because it's kind of cool though that the rest of the episode he's just got these like burnt, he's just got that scorched mark right across his eyes, and I did kind of like the idea of like how they animated the idea of those stupid like sparkles that you
yeah, those
get
purple
like.
sparkles. Yeah,
Yeah, when you can't, when you can't see a damn thing
yeah.
because you've gotten lights blared in your eyes or you're just waking up, and
Yeah,
I thought that was cool because he's not blind, he's just, re
everything's disoriented. It's just
yes.
and he's trying his best to try to fight him off, but of course, he gets. It was kind of funny though because he gets knocked when he gets knocked out of the building and then he's falling. I'm like, okay, but you're falling, right, man? Just like do your fly thing. Do you need your eyes to fly? But he just
Actually, okay, here's why you do need your eyes to fly.
Hmm,
Which direction is he flying?
true, because then he doesn't want to run into like something else.
We are in a major metropolitan city, Dave,
Very
listen.
true. A lot of skyscrapers, a lot of overpasses. You're right. All right. All
Mhm.
right.
Yeah,
So there
and the
you go.
river, don't forget about the river.
Oh, of course. How many things are at the
Thrown
bottom of
into
that
that
river?
thing.
Jesus Christ. So many things are at the bottom of that. But no, that's a good point because it's like, all right, I'm not going to risk. I can't see where I'm going. I'm not going to risk running anything. Okay. Okay. Instead, he's going to crash through a Lex Corp, truck. I mean, who gives a shit about that? But
Lex can afford it.
he could afford it. He could afford it. He's fine. But yeah, and then we get the rest of this little fight scene right here. Of course, it always has to reload. Okay,
I mean,
there we
you
go.
gotta get the spinning pinwheel of death. I mean, that's
I
just
know,
what
right?
happens.
Oof. I don't miss that because I don't have a Mac anymore, and I obviously when it comes to a Windows computer, it's just a swirl that goes. But yeah, the pinwheel of death when it comes to Macs. Ugh, so many times I've seen that. But here we go. This is where we're jumping in
Ooh,
on this
okay.
clip right
So let's
here.
watch this. Thank you.
So
You have super hearing.
yes, he's super Daredevil.
But I love the way they kick in that Superman theme.
Yeah, and And I love this too because he throws that and it misses, but then hits him right there.
I know.
It's great.
Oh, yep, and we gotta dust our hands off.
Got to do that even with your eyes closed. Bloop, 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 bloop. Where is he? Looking, not really looking because he's blind. Feeling, he's feeling. And he's like, I don't know what the hell's going on. Oh, there we go.
Okay, what we're leading into right now. How this doesn't kill Mills, I have no idea.
Because he's got some super strength now because of the suit, mate. I don't know. You're right, because there's a lot of electricity.
That's a lot of electricity that's coming his way.
And you're just like, oh, okay. You see high voltage, you go, all right, we know how this is going to stop us.
Us.
There you go. There you go. Vision's back.
Gonna grab the wire.
I grab both, though. Current.
Yeah, those wires are insulated though. Like he wouldn't start shocking him immediately, but technicality. what can we say?
Up. Now he's planted. Now it's time to
but then
really
he has to go he goes the full Monty right here. Let's just plug him directly into the Matrix.
And right here, he loses. What?
Okay, so this is another thing. Like, this is a cool little bit that happens here at the episode, but I also feel like the episode doesn't really address the ideas that it's laying down. Because when that electricity, when his pupils went away, it's like, I'm assuming he's blind now. That's. And then right here, this is a cool thing that's going to happen. He moves his hand here, and the suit's moving. And then they never address it for the rest of the episode.
They don't.
Now, granted, there's only a minute left in the episode, but there's no Hitchcockian stinger like they've done a lot of times. It's like, oh, cool, he's tapped into the suit, and then I feel and then they never do anything with that.
And it's almost like, okay, what are you setting up? Are you setting up for something for the future? And then you kind of go like, no. We're not doing that because that almost looked like with the people going away and all that, it almost seemed like, oh, we have an origin story for a villain here, don't we?
Right, exactly. Like he's gonna stay in the coma, but then the suit's gonna work subconsciously. And as far as I'm aware, he never comes back. And it's
I was like, I don't remember him ever coming back. I mean, granted, the guy who created the suit, of course, that's a different story. But I mean, it's like
story, yes,
it's a little bit of a different story. So I don't know. It's pretty interesting, but
that's another thing when I talk about demerits I have on the episode. It's like, that's a really cool thing you just set up there, and then you do nothing with it.
Yeah, don't do anything with it, and you're pixelating it again. It's like one of those, man.
This is like one of those nights.
Yeah, it's just one of those nights, man. I tell you. Yeah. I mean, it's like they did try to set up something, but of course, naturally, at the end of this episode, we got Mr. Irons showing up. So yeah, we got Irons that.
But if I sneak upstairs and one of my kids is on their iPad right now, when they're supposed to have been in bed like an hour and a half ago, Daddy's gonna come out. I'm just saying.
Oh boy. But yeah, so we get Irons, and I mean, and then of course Superman's like, hey, just get it to work. It's just got to be safe. Which is like, yeah.
And he even says I could use the help.
And then of course we get the whole like, oh yes, we know where that's going. A cooler suit too, by the way.
Oh yeah, with some nice accessories.
So there you go, guys. Prototype. I mean, I think we both. Maybe I don't know. Like if I made you like it a little bit more, you
no.
Okay.
You didn't swing me on this one.
I didn't swing on that one, but I will say maybe I was like just with some of the some of the other things. Maybe I do like it a little bit less.
I did. Well, it's never my goal, but
know. But no, this is what's good about the conversation. I'm like, oh yeah, that was dumb. Oh yeah, why didn't they do that? And I was starting to think. I'm now like I said, especially when it came to that ending, I'm like, yeah, they really were trying to almost set up like a new villain, and it just doesn't go anywhere. And it's like, oh, okay, there's no payoff for that. And I think that kind of brought it down a notch now, rewatching that part. I don't know. But what
Don't
could
worry about it. Next week we got a banger, so we'll be good.
Ooh, what's next week? Next week.
The Late Mr. Kent.
The Late Mr. Kent. God, that sounds familiar, but I'm trying to.
Dude, this is one of those episodes.
Okay.
This is one of those episodes where you go, they went there.
God, I don't remember it.
Don't worry, it's one of those that literally within the first 30 seconds you'll go, oh, this one. Like it's gonna hit you like a ton of bricks. I promise you.
All right. Yeah, because I'm like, for some reason the title sounds. Anyways.
Oh no, it's one of those episodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's not ringing any bells right now. But all right, guys, we'll be talking about that next Tuesday at the same time, 7 p.m. Pacific time. And then, like I said,
9 p.m. Central.
9 p.m. Central. So make sure you guys tune in. And thank you, everybody who was clicked in and said welcome back and everything. Really
appreciate it, guys.
Appreciate it. We really do. It's been, a crazy few days, and I appreciate everybody supporting on the Patreon. Like I said, I'm still going to continue to push a lot of things when it comes to Patreon, just really try to build that up. But I do like the fact that I'm seeing people from YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch messaging right there. So it's pretty awesome stuff. But all right, go ahead. Let's send this off.
Well, you can find me on Twitter X at ScottDC27, on Instagram at McMerlin, and on Vero at Scott McClellan. My podcast, the DC Squadcast, is wherever podcasts can be found. We're on Vero, Facebook, YouTube, with the entire network of shows at squadcastmedia.com. I hope we'll be dropping some new episodes soon, but, I need a co-host to do that. Tim. Yeah, so.
Tim. All right. Well, appreciate it, guys. Make sure you smash that like, thumbs up before you leave. Share, do all that. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Film Junkee Live at the same time. And, back at it. Thank you, YouTube. Just, be careful.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be, if you're using that AI stuff, I'm just worried. Anyways, bye, guys.